Hi guys, it's Lucy and I will be doing a spoiler-free review of George by Alex Gino. George is about a 9-year-old transgender girl who would prefer to be called Melissa, but everyone calls her George because they still think she's a boy. And George wants to show everyone that she's not a boy, that she's a girl, and to do that, George thinks the best way is to play Charlotte in her school's play of Charlotte's Web. And it's about her auditioning for the role, challenges that come with that and everything like that, and just all of the things that come with being a transgender person. Throughout this review, I will be referring to the main character as Melissa because, as I said, she has expressed that preference in the book, and so I will continue that. I ended up giving George 4 stars. I really enjoyed it, and into the reasons why. First, the plot. Since George is a middle grade book, the plot was very easy to follow. There were no big twists or anything like that. It's really just kind of a slice of life of Melissa and her trying to be in the play of Charlotte's Web as Charlotte and things that happen after it. And it's just kind of any other contemporary book in that way. I will say that at the end there is kind of a jump off where it's not really so much the main plot anymore, it's just another plot, but I still really enjoyed that. So even though it was kind of a weird transition, it was still enjoyable for me. The characters. I felt like Melissa was a strong character and a great character to read about because even though everything was basically in her way with everything that she wanted to do, she still was able to keep pushing through and not let herself get pushed down by all the things that were going on around her. So I really liked reading from Melissa's perspective because it's not told in first person, but it's told from Melissa's perspective in third person. The side characters, with the exception of one side character, Melissa's best friend Kelly, I felt like the side characters weren't super developed. And Kelly was a great person to read about as well, but all the other side characters weren't super fleshed out, but I thought it was okay because the side characters just weren't as important to the story, especially considering it's a middle grade book and it's pretty short. There just wasn't a lot of time, which was fine for me. And lastly, the writing. I thought the writing was well done for its intended audience, since again, this is a middle grade book. It is intended to be read by people with lesser reading experience and smaller vocabularies and all of those things. So I think it was made for its audience, which was fine. It was definitely a bit simplistic, but again, since it's for middle grade, that didn't bother me so much. I really think the writing helps broaden the audience of the novel because it's just easy enough for anyone to read, which I definitely think everyone should read this. So overall, I gave this book 4 stars, as I already said. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was adorable. Melissa as a character was adorable. Even though a bunch of not great things were happening to her, it was still I just wanted to hold her and hug her the whole time the book was going on. I actually finished this book in one day, and it was one of 2 books that I read in September. So it's definitely worth a read. I recommend it for everyone. I think that it should be required reading because it's such an easy gateway into a transgender person's life. I forgot to say, this was Own Voices. So Alex Gino is, I think, genderqueer. It really has the personal aspect of being transgender. So I really recommend it to anyone who has any inkling of wanting to learn more about being transgender. I think this is a great window. I think this is a great book. Everyone should read it. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. All the things that YouTubers say to do. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Truly amazing. Mrs. I really think the writing actually helps broaden its ideas.